Well, I can say today was supposed to be a no trade day. There was no stocks this morning that I wanted to trade, nothing that fit my rules or anything. I sat down, I just got home after going to the gym. I hit back buys and back buys and what else I hit? Abs? Did I not? I didn't hit shoulders. Oh, dude, I didn't hit shoulders. Okay, anyway, today was supposed to be a no trade day. There was nothing that I saw, and then, like I said, I sat down, came home from the gym, and CMCT started. Well, actually, let me go back. Let me go back a step. So, what was I looking at? CYCU. So I was looking at CYCU when I sat down, and CYCU popped through this channel. I had a trend line drawn connecting. Bro, it's like in the way. These were connected here, and it popped through here. And I'm like, okay, if it can hold this ascending trend line and we can hold above this and retest this, I'll take that dip for the move higher. This had room up to 750 to 9 to 11. I was looking for that gap fill to 750, possibly 911 for that squeeze up. Ended up rejecting. I sat here, saw it make a new high, rejected, broke out of the channel, left it alone. And then after that, that is when I saw CMCT. And CMCT started gapping up, halting up, or whatever. And I was really sketched out about it at first. Started dipping down, making these crazy dip trades right here. So, like, you can see low 1025, high 1098, low 1049, high 1095. And then this ends up flushing down. So this is a flush reclaim setup where you see something with the MACD crossed positive, it flushes down to a resistance point and it's getting a lot of attention. So this was getting a lot of attention, considering that it just went up all the way from what was it at? From 8 to almost $11 a share. So this flushes down. I jump in here at 981 looking for that bounce back through 10 and end up getting out at 1010 for a 28-cent scalp. So I did not expect to take a trade today. It was supposed to be a break even day. And really it's outside of my hours. Right now we're in power hour, which I normally don't ever trade power hour. It's just the occasion that I sat down here to do this recap, and then I saw that squeezing up right there and I almost didn't trade it, and then I saw it flush right there and I said this is my opportunity, jumped in right there, and then we got that pop through 10, filled at 1010. So nice 28 scalp. Did not expect to take a trade. That was not on the agenda today. I will tell you that I did not expect that at all. So I guess we did take a trade today, and that's pretty cool. So I'll still walk you through the morning, but I did not expect that at all. Which is pretty cool, but then if I would have lost, I would have been mad that I broke my rule, right? So I guess there's a side to that, but that was a clean flush reclaim setup. Like, I could not pass that up. If you see a clean setup and you're really confident in it, I mean, you can either sit there and just watch it happen and think about like, oh, I wish I would have took that trade, or you can take the trade, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, you can't be scared to take a loss, right? That's at least like how I think about it. You can't be scared to take a loss, but you also can't be stupid and start over trading if you took that loss to try to get break even. So I was taking a risk there, but you take a risk with every trade. So anyway, AMPG popped up this morning. I left it alone. I didn't even see this, to be honest, that it squeezed up here at 9:30. But yeah, so this was the first one I looked at in the morning. Ended up just kind of watching it. It felt a little choppy to me, and it had a higher flow. The volume compared to the flow, supply and demand, it didn't feel like it had room to really gap up. like it some other stocks like we saw on GLTO Monday, which brings me to uh what is that? So which brings me to that Monday. Watch for something big because we saw this Monday and last Monday make big moves. So the previous Monday, I cannot think about what it was, but this Monday we had GLTO, which had a short squeeze of like 410% or 420, something insane. So watch for Monday. For some reason, Monday is the one, the day that's been making the big moves, and as we've really been seeing some good action. So I was just looking at. I don't even know why I was looking at this. To be honest, I think I was just bored watching the stock. To be honest, so if I scroll through here, so yeah, here's an example of why you should not hold your losers too long. So if you hold your losers too long, I mean, this is what can happen. You can go from 3 to 2 to 250 to 2 to 197. Like, this is a clear example of why you don't hold your losers too long. And it's also, TRNR, I've traded this a few times. I've gotten smoked on it. I've won on it. Mainly got smoked on it. You can see this thing has a history of just popping and just flushing down. I mean, I have some bad memories with this stock. So I didn't even trade it. I saw it pop up and I was like, oh boy, here we go again. And it ends up just flushing over right there. And just, it kept going lower. So not really surprising. So as you trade, you're going to see more and more stocks. You're going to see the same stock over and over again. And then as you see the same stocks, you'll get a feel for like how the stock trades. And there's a handful of stocks that I remember vividly that, you like Nuke is a big one that a lot of people remember because last time around this year put in a huge move up to like $70 a share from like $3. HTK, or was it HKO, HKD, something like that, went up $1,000 a share. Insane move. AMZE, this was another one we looked at. Uh, so on the 5 minute, it had that dip, but just, oh yeah, so ABCD, it had that ABCD pattern for that curl up on the 5 minute. It just, I mean, it was all right. So, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, why didn't I trade this at first? And then I just saw the price. So that makes sense. Penny stock, y'all know. I feel like I say in every video that I don't like penny stocks. They just move way too slow for me. I gotta be like the type to get in and out of the stock, bro. I can't sit. I'm patient, but I'm impatient, if that makes sense. So CY, which I mean I gotta be patient, bro. I've had 5 no trade days just this month. Which, I mean, honestly, that's the most ever in a month in my whole entire trading career is 5. Like, that is insane to me. In my whole year of trading right now is definitely the slowest market I've ever traded. It was not this slow when I started, and I've never been in a cold cycle that's been like this. So I hope all that recession talk is actually just like cap, because I really don't want to deal with trading a market like 2023, you know? Which, I mean, it's not even that bad because it could be way worse. So around 920, I pulled this up. So we gotta go back. Yeah. So CYPH, higher float, makes sense why I left it alone. I feel like I'm just like ranting at this point, man. Like you guys can't see like my recording because I was pulling stuff up and trying to figure things out, which is why I'm like not showing the video. But I was really just like I was barely looking at the charts. Like I was sitting here watching them, But I was just like, I was doing everything else, bro. Just nothing. This one I really had confidence in that it could work. I thought it was gonna come down to the bottom of the channel and then curl back up, and I was thinking about taking an entry, and this just, I saw this come down, make the bear flag, and then I'm like, ah, man, and then broke like I did here. Now we're moving to break that 583 level. So, but you know what? Or not CYPH, CMCT. We did get this trade though. Even though it's folding over right now, we did get that flush reclaim set up. That was nice. That was nice. Yo, did we? How did I fill at 1010? This candle wasn't even closed yet then. Because I saw the high was 1003. I'm like, dude, how did I get in? So I got in at 981 and got out at 1010. So it flushed down and then immediately jumped in. Boom, bounced through. You got to be quick on those. Those are risky. Like, you could have bought that and this could have easily flushed down. But it was at the 20 EMA. It was what everyone was focusing on. A lot of people were jumping from CYPH to CMCT. And VWAP was below it. So it was a high risk trade. But I feel like, any higher price stock is higher risk. But in this case, it's you're buying a falling knife essentially. But you're buying a falling knife knowing that people are watching it, people are trying to buy that dip. It's got 2 support levels and the MACD's positive. And it just squeezed up and holds it up, however much. So, I mean, you don't want to do that on every trade. Like, if you tried to do that on TRNR, I mean, like, look at this. If you just tried to do that on TRNR, there was no pop-up. You know what I mean? So, actually, it's better to show it on the 1 minute. So you just try to buy that flush, and it just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And the MACD's positive here. The only difference is no one was focusing on this. I mean, look at the volume. I mean, shorts were, but there was no big move or anything for any reason for anyone to want to buy the dips. There's a dip buy here, but I mean, that is your history if you bought that dip. So why would you buy that? You know what I mean? Man, I hope y'all I hope you don't go taking that setup really, like, because at least, like, I don't want you to take that setup and get caught in a falling knife. And so, I mean, damn, bro, I am not okay. So, essentially, if you do take this setup, because I don't want you to go buying falling knives and lose all your money, dude. So, you see how this has a super low flow. So it's under 1 million shares, which means supply demand on it. With this amount of volume, it's going to be moving very volatile. And you have 3 topping tails here. Like, honestly, you probably shouldn't have took that. I probably shouldn't have took that trade. But I did because I felt confident. Look at how big this move is down. So this flushed from 1071 all the way down to the 20 EMA at 950. That is over $1 share drop. And when you have that type of drop, you're going to have 2 people. You're going to have shorts that are in who are taking profit, and you're going to have people like me that are going to buy that flush reclaim. And then what you're looking for is that bounce up, maybe not all the way back to new highs, but just like a little scalp. And my thought was buy that dip, retest, and break through 10. And if it went up and it didn't break 10, immediately I would cut it. So I got in at 981, so I filled high, and then I was like, okay, let's look for that break over 10. Ends up going to 1010. From what I see, I don't know how high it went. I think it was like 1020 or something. Honestly, I thought I held it longer through here, but I'm glad I didn't because I got a better fill. So I hope that makes sense. And you had the 20 EMA here and the VWAP here. You had 2 lines of support. MACD's positive. You just came from a halt up, low float, and everyone was paying attention to it, and everyone was jumping from one of the leading gainers to CMCT. So it's not like you're just blindly jumping in on a falling knife. I hope that makes sense. I don't want you to go buying a falling knife and just completely like fall into an emotional spiral and lose all your money. That's the last thing I want. But since I brought that up, I felt like I should explain that a little bit. So hopefully you got the gist of that. I'm not really a teacher, so I don't I don't know how I did, but I hope you got the gist of that and you don't just go buying whatever. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for me. It is a green day, and if you guys didn't see, they did announce FINRA did approve the PDT level, so now I think $2,000 will be the minimum PDT new PDT rule, and it's supposedly gonna be early 2026, mid 2026. I don't know. So my whole thing was I was gonna do an offshore account once the new year started, and then through that get a margin because you get 6 times leverage, and then I was gonna, you know, grow the account with the margin or whatever. My whole reason why I don't show profits right now or anything, one is like I feel like it's kind of pointless with my share size. It's nothing thrilling. And second, I feel like you should be more focused on the process. Like obviously the whole channel is just me documenting my journey, but you should be more focused on the process and the execution and how you're improving your trading rather than the amount of money you're making and the amount of money you see someone else making. Like you can use it, you can compare and contrast for like inspiration, but ultimately it's really just about how are you going to grow? How much better are you getting mentally? Are you being disciplined? And, you got to realize you're going to make mistakes, but at the same time, you also got to realize that it's not like, okay, it is about the money. Like, why else are you trading? But you can't think of it like that if you're trying to be profitable. And I can say that because I've seen a lot of people think like that and end up quitting trading in less than a year. So if you keep thinking about the profits, it's just going to feel your emotions even more, right? So I'm not really in a position to claim certain things because I'm not even profitable. I'm break even. But I can tell you what I've seen. And I've seen people who think like that, and then before they know it, they're either out of the market sooner than what thought they would be, or you get a bunch of people who jump in and then they start to feel like this is a get rich quick thing. Like this is a career. Like if you're trading, like this is a whole career. You got to understand. So if you're trading for a year, like even me, and so realistically after a year of trading, in my opinion, you start to realize, like at least for me, like that first 6-7 months, it was all like a get rich quick. And then after a certain amount of losses, a certain amount of lessons and ups and downs and getting angry and going through all the spirals, you're finally like, dude, I'm just trying to make like a couple hundred a day, honestly. And you will get to that point. And some people come in and they're just more disciplined and end up having that right away, which is awesome. That wasn't me. But some people do come in and just disciplined like that. So just don't get it twisted that it's not a get rich quick scheme. This is a whole career, and everyone's journey is different. So if I become profitable this year and it took me a year and a half or a little under a year and a half or 2 years, 3 years, and it took someone else 5-6 years, like I know other people who they traded for under a year and became profitable. in like 7 months, but they had 20 years of investing experience. So you got to understand, like, everyone comes from different points, everyone's journey is different, everyone's wired differently. So don't be comparing yourself. Just like, you can compare yourself for like inspiration, but don't be like, oh man, like this dude is like so much farther ahead than me, like why is that, like I suck at this. Like, don't think like that. Just be positive about it, focus on your own journey, and don't compare and contrast, you know what I mean? Me personally, I'm the type to where I do that a lot, which is exactly why, like, if I'm watching a YouTuber, if I'm doing anything, I just won't read the comments. I won't do anything except watch the video, because I'm bad at that. I'm a very competitive person, so whenever I see that, it pisses me off. It's not that I don't want them to do good, it's just like I'm so competitive with myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed that recap. And the thumbnail is gonna say break even and everything, because I don't want to redo the thumbnail, to be honest. I got other things I need to do, but yeah, I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you in the next one Monday morning. Watch out for the big move, right? Past 2 Mondays we had that big move, so this Monday, let's hope we get that. All right, guys, peace out.